r/AskReddit. What's something your parents don't know about you? First time I saw a naked woman. I was with my grandpa. He showed me the photos. Everything. They never took the time to get to know me. How I constantly worry about them dying. My mom doesn't know that the mental emotion abuse she inflicted on me as a child almost made me kill myself at 13-14. She is a very big denier of these actions and manipulations during my childhood, but I've gone through therapy and have made my peace. We have a decent relationship now, but it will never be what I have with my father. He's the reason I stayed on this earth, and even then I don't even think he realizes that he literally saved my life when I asked him to fight for my custody at 15. I think he knows to some extent, but I don't want to ever ask if he knew. I know how painful it is for him. He already struggles with the fact that he didn't fight for me when they split. I was 3. He chose to let me decide for myself and didn't want me to resent him for taking me away from her without my own decision. I hit my breaking point and he jumped into action with a lawyer and saved my life. I try my hardest to reassure him that he was trying his best, and regardless I still turned out okay, but I know he still beats himself up over it. That I am an intelligent, functional adult who can, in fact, handle my own shit without their interference. And if that does not change soon. My address. You almost got me, Mom. Nice try. My parents don't know that one of their Halloween decorations was effed by a deer one night and they think it was the wind, but I saw it all from my window. They fixed it and still use it to this day. I keep any all relationships with men under wraps around them. I'm female. But ever since my last relationship ended so badly and caused a lot of emotional distress, severe depression, alcoholism, etc. Anytime anything new comes along, I just avoid it so I don't get their hopes up. Nothing's worked out so far, so rather have them believe I don't want a relationship than try and constantly fail. I am terrified of them. That I share a bed, and more, with my roommate. They accused me of coming home strung out. I was actually sexually assaulted and just looked like shit. That I'm married. I have testicular cancer. I watched all 8 seasons of GOT without my parents knowing. My mom would never let me watch it, but I told my dad after I was done, and we talk about it all the time when she's not around. I'm addicted to alcohol. I'm on Reddit. That they didn't provide me with nearly enough emotional connection growing up. Sure, I was provided for, but I was never really connected with on an emotional level. I wish they knew how much that affects me. I just bought some spicy mustard. Haven't told them yet. I was raped nearly 10 years ago. I have PTSD, but told them it's just a panic disorder. There's a running joke in our family about how I'm so jumpy. They don't know it's a startle response. Some things a parent just doesn't need to hear about their child. I'm a teen and they're somewhat strict. They don't let me have my phone after 10 o'clock at night. So I found my mom's old phone, reset it, set it up with my ID so that it would forward text messages from my normal phone to it. And I keep it in my room. Edit. Back when I had the Apple restrictions on my phone, I also found a way to disable those. How much homework, work, self-discovery, cocaine, writing, reading, and studying I do. My parents don't know that I've awakened to the fact that we are in a cult and that they are blind devotees. I wanted to leave, but I don't want them to disown me. They are lovely people, but they have devoted themselves to this stupid cult that they turn into monsters whenever someone criticizes the religion. They think I'm fortunate because I was born saved into this stupid cult, but in reality they are being controlled by the cult's narcissist leader and siphons their money twice a week. That I have a tattoo. It's been 4.5 years and they have never seen it. The drugs I've done. I've been married for 6 years. My husband and I have been together almost 40 years, but we were crazy kids who didn't need a piece of paper to prove our love. After a health scare, my husband's sister made a comment that implied she had a closer legal relationship than I did. It was offhanded, but it made us think. We already had wills, medical power of attorney, etc. paperwork done, but we decided to get married just to make it more cut and dry. Only a few people know we're married. Our kids and a couple of close friends. And now some people on Reddit. That I regularly search the obituaries for their names. I don't want to have anything to do with them. But I'd like to know when they are dead. I'm on antidepressants. Also a lot of the issues that lead up to me going on them. Also for the record, medication has been an absolute game changer for me and I have no qualms about it. I just know that my parents aren't really interested in any part of my personal narrative other than me being a successful, fulfilled adult. Pretty much everything. Haven't spoken to them in 8.5 years. I'm an alcoholic. That I've been very close to suicide a number of times. That I'm gay and my best friend is actually my boyfriend. At least they really like him too, so yeah. I know about their sex tape. Edit. I'm not giving it out. Please. Cease. That I was raped my freshman year of college. They know my depression started that year. But they have no idea why. I don't think I'll ever tell them either. I've told my therapist and some close friends, and now the whole internet. And that's enough for me. There's nothing they would gain from that knowledge anyway. I still have cancer. My mom thinks I'm cured. She has Alzheimer's, so we're not correcting her. My dad knows nothing about me from the last 20 years. Maybe when he gets back with the cigarettes I can tell him all about me. That I failed out of college and have been pretending to go to classes. That I miss them. A lot. My dad doesn't know much about me at all. I've tried to tell my mom some things, but she thought I was trying to get attention or sympathy, so I don't tell her much either. Bad stuff. Like sexual abuse. Suicidal ideation. Also, she doesn't know I'm a damn good singer. She's heard rumors about it, but that's it. Well, just my mom. Cause my dad died when I was 13, but I was strung out on meth when I was pregnant, 22, with my son. I didn't know I was pregnant until the 3rd trimester and I somehow managed to quit cold turkey. But I constantly had nightmares about my son being born without arms or legs. Luckily I can say my son is fine, he's 18 now and the smartest, coolest kid I know. Maybe it's mom bias. But I know for a fact that he doesn't drink, smoke, or do drugs, and I'm so proud. He's a better, stronger person than I am. The hentai addiction. That I'm miserable. Don't want to worry my mom over my problems, she has enough on her own. When I was 15, I found my parents' collection of whips and chains, dildos, DVDs, some edible underwear, and finally a rubber squeaky chicken. I'm being totally honest, and I still don't know what the chicken was about. That I open mouth kissed a horse once. I masturbate. My dad always comments on how confident and chill I seem. I'm usually experiencing a lot of anxiety. Mostly about money and my future. Hard to let those feelings show. Though. Edit. It's great a feeling to see that there are so many other people out there who experience this same feeling. How close I actually am to giving up and killing myself. That my mom being alive is the sole reason I don't hang myself at this very moment. I have thought about it so much I have a detailed plan of exactly where, when and with what I want to use to do it. She lost her mom to suicide when she was about my age, and knowing her son was struggling with the strong desire to do it as well would break her already damaged heart and rip her apart. Let alone me actually doing it. Once she passes away, which I hope for her sake doesn't happen anytime soon. I'm not sitting here hoping she dies soon so I can do it. Not at all. I don't want her to die. I really don't know if I will fight on after that. The only situation I can see stopping me once she passes is if I have a kid by that time. I'm not straight. They're not homophobic or anything, I'm still just trying to figure myself more out first. I think I'm bi, but like I wanna know for sure before I say stuff with it, you know? I smoke a lot of weed. I'm 13 and my parents are super strict about online communication. Any social media is unacceptable. She doesn't even allow Xbox voice chat with strangers, and there was a time when I couldn't watch YouTube. What she doesn't know is self-explanatory from this post, I suppose. I have the big GAY. and I'm currently dating. They believe I'm too innocent to be dating because I'm the youngest child. That I'm literally addicted to buying Skittles for my GF. I made a Reddit account to show off my dick. I've tried to kill myself multiple times. That I'm no longer religious but just pray in front of them for their own sake. And that seeing the example of their relationship over the years is the beginning of my decision to avoid being involved in any romantic relationships with anyone. I got my girlfriend pregnant and she had an abortion when I was 16. I'm glad my grandfather is dead. He was abusive. But I don't think my parents realized the extent of it. I'm living in my car. They don't know I had genetic tests done to see if I got screwed over on the Alzheimer's gene. It runs on both sides of my family and I just felt like I needed to know. I do have it. So there was some relief in knowing. My depression has spiraled since I got the results back though, and it's a daily struggle. The depression demon's newest attack is why I learn anything new. You're just gonna forget it anyway. I've just finished writing a pilot for a TV show based on a short story I wrote, and I'm currently working on a movie script based on the band I had in high school. Even though I have a degree in creative writing, I never really studied this type of writing. So I just learned by reading a book and bunch of screenplays. I kind of want to see if I can make anything happen out of this. But I'm avoiding telling my parents for the time being. I know them, and if I tell them it'll be non-stop asking about it, and I'd rather not have that added stress right now. My parents don't know I dated like 4 people. None of my relationships really lasted, so they were easier to hide. But still, I have some serious mental issues. Namely anxiety and mild to moderate depression. Problem is I feel like I am a huge burden on them, and I don't want to burden them even more by having them worry about my mental issues. I'd rather them think that I have it all together and be proud of their successful son. If we're being real, that all I want to do with my life is get an old black Cadillac, hit the road, and wander around from Florida to SoCal and back. Rock music, Marlboro cigarettes, a legally dubious shotgun in the trunk, a bottle of vodka in the back seat, windows down, radio up, nothing but dirt, diners, and abandoned truck stops for miles. Hit the theme parks in Orlando and LA. Check out the long abandoned Six Flags New Orleans and Rockahula Water Park. Do 80 plus down 66. See a show at every drive-in theater. Party in Vegas. Hit Jake Paul with a baseball bat. Piss in the Amboy crater. Visit the infamous Salton Sea. And come back home after a while with photos, video, memories, and possibly a few warrants out of California, Nevada, Texas, and Alabama. That's the dream. That I am in the BDSM community and how much of a role it plays in my life. I'm bisexual and there's weed under my bed along with my identity bong. My parents don't know that I had a miscarriage at 10.5 weeks when I was 17 years old. It's none of their business. And I won't give them the satisfaction of knowing me that deeply. I wrote papers for money at school to pay for the medication I needed. And the ultrasound. To pay my friend back for helping me. My mother is a heartless narcissist and a delusional, abusive woman. My stepfather just doesn't need to know. When I refer to my parents as father and mother, I'm not being fancy, I'm being petty. That my first hospitalization for suicidal ideation was actually an attempt. It would break my mom's heart. My car got towed today, right after finding a new apartment. Still don't know if I should be happy or sad. It's not actually an online game. I can pause it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for daily awesome videos. Feel free to like the video if you love it, and comment down below for suggestions on the next video.